I'm Dr. Pike at Trophy Club Animal Hospital, and this is Sydney, one of our veterinary technicians. And this handsome little guy is Nelson. He is about 2 to 3 months old, and he is absolutely perfect. And today we are going to be talking about brushing our pets' teeth. Just like with nail trims, like we discussed in our last video, it's best to start early and when they're young. That way they can get accustomed to it. So messing with their feet, trimming their nails, and brushing their teeth. And we're going to go over that with you today. So the first thing we're going to go into is the products and the equipment that you need for brushing teeth.
So for brushing teeth, we have these kits in the hospital here. I know they have some over the counter as well. We have these for $15. They come with a tube of toothpaste that you can use, a finger brush, which is great for when you're first starting, when they're little, and then a toothbrush that they can kind of grow into. It's got a small end and a large end, and it's a soft bristle, so it's not going to hurt the gums when you're brushing. You want to make sure that when you're choosing an option for toothpaste that it's one that's for dogs. You want to make sure that you're not using any human toothpaste because that contains fluoride, salt, and baking soda, different things that you don't want to use in these guys that it's not safe for them to ingest, whereas these are. We also have other things that you can choose to use for dental care other than toothbrushing or in conjunction with it. We have CET chews, which are really great. They're like a rawhide, but they have an antimicrobial inside them so that when they're chewing on it, it rubs that onto their gums and teeth and helps kill off some of the bacteria. And they break down in the digestive system better than normal rawhides because they're broken apart and put back together. But anytime you're giving your pet anything new, you want to make sure that you watch them the first couple of times because they can, you know, like with anything, choke on it. So you just want to make sure that they're safe before you leave them alone with it. There's also dental diets. These are prescription foods that are a balanced diet that you can feed by itself. Or like I do with my pets, I feed it as treats, mix it in half and half, give it to them a few times throughout the day just to help brush the teeth and break off the tartar. But we'll go ahead and go over how to brush since that's a little bit more difficult than just giving a treat.
So Nelson approves over here. He's eating our little tooth replica. All right, so Nelson, we're going to show you a little bit how you might want to start with that. So of course Nelson's got his baby teeth. But you always want to brush below the gum line, just like with you and I. If you brush above the gum line, you know, it might cause trauma. It might hurt the gums a little bit. And then you'll want to start back in the molars because we have these molars way back in the back, and these incisors and canines. You want to make sure you get them all. So when they're young like this and they're not used to it, you might want to start with things like a rag or a piece of gauze or something that's going to be gentle and is not going to scare your animal. And so you might start with something like that and work your way up to a toothbrush and adding toothpaste. For it to be effective, the dentists recommend that you do it at least 3 times a week. It'd be ideal to do it once a day, but 3 times a week if you want to see any improvement. And so
the toothpaste is flavored, so they usually like it pretty well. The first time I'm introducing it, I like to let them lick it just to know that it tastes good, that you're not giving them something weird. And then they're usually pretty okay with you sticking it in there with your finger or a piece of gauze or even the toothbrush when you're working up to that. Yeah, you like that. That's good stuff. They're usually flavored. They have like different flavors with anything. There's mint or chicken. This is the chicken flavor. Hi, buddy. So I will put a little bit on a piece of gauze, and then I'll just put that gauze over my finger, and all I'll do is lift up his lip right here. Hi, Bubby. And I'll just kind of start. Oh, you're okay. Yeah, that tastes good. Yeah. Oh.
he's not so bad.
And I'm just going back and rubbing on all of the teeth, just nice and gentle. You don't have to necessarily open their mouth and stick your finger in there and do the insides of the teeth when you're doing it this way, just because you don't want to get your finger bit. But when you work up to the toothbrush, you can put the toothpaste on the toothbrush and let them just kind of bite on it, and that helps to put it on to brush on the inside of their teeth as well.
And again, you want to work up to a toothbrush with the rag and the gauze. That's just to get them accustomed to it. You'd like to have the toothbrush so you have some mechanical to get some of the tartar off and work your way up there. We're just starting with the gauze because he's young and he doesn't quite understand what's going on. But he understands that it's tasty.
So just letting them lick it off the toothbrush, getting them used to it so they know it's not something to be afraid of, and then they get rewarded with it because it tastes good. And eventually he'll start liking it enough that he'll start biting on it, and you can slowly brush back and forth on all of his teeth. Yeah, that's good stuff.
And dental health is very important. It's often something that is overlooked, but as veterinary medicine is improving, we are taking better care of our animals' teeth, and it is very important. Periodontal disease, which if you don't take care of your dog's teeth, can be a major problem. Not only will they lose teeth and is it painful for them to eat, but the bacteria present can cause a lot of problems for organs such as their heart, their liver and spleen and those kind of things. And so taking care of their teeth is good for their overall health and their longevity too. And some dogs will have yearly dentals, or depending on how their teeth are, where we go in under anesthesia and we actually clean off the tartar on the teeth. If we notice any teeth that need to be pulled or have signs of infection, we will address that as well. And we do recommend dental x-rays too, just so we can evaluate what the root looks like underneath the gum line. And that's something that's optional, but we do recommend. I mean, just like with people, knowing how your teeth are and what do the roots look like. Are they intact, or are they starting to degrade and need to be pulled, or are there signs of an abscess or infection? Mm-hmm. That's what the dental radiographs help us determine, because our animals can't tell us if their teeth hurt. And so...
so we're always here to answer any questions about teeth, dental health, any other questions or videos you'd like recommended. We have all of these available here if you're wanting to stop in and get something for your kiddos. If you're getting something over the counter, there are like greenies are great, and they sell those at pet stores. You just want to make sure that they have the seal, the VOHC seal. That just means the veterinary dentists approve them, and they're known to work to help prevent tartar accumulation.
And that's it. We've had a very good guinea pig here. Yes. Nelson's been perfect. He's like a little model. If you have any questions or concerns, or if you want to see any other additional videos, just let us know in the comments, and we'll be happy to accommodate. You guys have a good Wednesday.
Bye. Thanks.